Hey guys, welcome back to another episode from UDCYD. In our last video, we showed you a step-by-step process of how to sign up for a free Alibaba account. And in today's video, we'll take you through the steps of completing your Alibaba Buyer's Profile. Why is this important, you may ask? Can you not just source products without going through the hassle of completing your profile? Yes and no. Simply because when you make contact with any supplier, this is the first thing they will look at. They will look at your Alibaba.com profile. And they'll be able to determine the seriousness of your request. So this could actually impact your communication that you have with the suppliers. It could cause delays, it could cause a price increase, and so forth. So make sure when you're filling in your account details on Alibaba.com, you fill in these as truthful and as accurately as possible to avoid request delays. As a buyer on Alibaba, it's just as important for you to check the supplier's credentials before purchasing anything on or off the platform. So without further ado, let's begin. But if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe to this channel, hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and leave your comments down below. So as I said, we're going on to part 2, how to complete your Alibaba profile. So the first thing you'd have to do is go onto your Alibaba.com platform and sign in. Once you've signed in, you will be brought to this interface, and then you will click on My Alibaba and the drop down will appear. Once the drop down appears, you will click on My Account or Account. It will show you this page. So we're going to focus on steps 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Step 1 is My Profile. Step 2, the Member Profile. And step 3, Upload My Photo. So we'll start with 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. So the first thing we'd have to do is upload our profile picture. So this profile picture, the size is 500 by 500 pixels or 1:1. It can be no larger than 3 megabytes. So what you do is click this orange button over here, and then once you've clicked that button, you'll be able to upload a photo with this size specs, and then you will click on Modify Photo. And once that is complete, we'll go on to step number 2, which is the Member Profile. Again, we'll click on Member Profile. It will bring us to this page. We will then click Edit. And once we finish editing all those details, all this information will pop up. And if you don't want to have an account on Alibaba.com no more, you can click on Deactivate Account over here. So we click on Edit and it will bring you to this page. So here we will be able to edit our member profile. Here it says name, so enter your name and your surname. What gender? Are you male or female? But if you would like to change it, you could change your email address. So everything with an asterisk, enter this because it's mandatory and not optional. Whereas alternative email address does not have an asterisk and you don't have to enter it over here. But if you like, you can. As I said, the more complete your profile is, the more likely suppliers are to take you seriously when you send them buying requests. The next thing you would have to do is enter your contact address. So the street, city, province, state, or country. You could use the drop down option over here and it will automatically recognize your province, state, or country. And the next thing, again, you can use the drop down button and choose your country. This is optional, but it's always good to fill in your zip or postal code. And the next thing you'd have to do is enter your telephone number. This is a landline number. So you can enter your country code, area code, and the actual number. And the same thing applies to the fax. Country code, area code, and number. After that, you would have to enter the department. What department are you in? Are you in sales? Are you in procurement? And so forth. And your job title right here. And the last thing you'd have to do is click Submit. After you've clicked Submit, all the information will be displayed neatly over here. And if you wish to change those details later on, as I said, you can just click on Edit. Okay, now we've finished uploading our picture, our member profile. Now we're going to go into the main profile. This is My Profile. So we'll click on My Profile and it will bring you to a page like this. And I've labeled this Part 1, 2, 3, and 4 in Roman numerals. So as you can see, on each part you have this option to edit on each part it has this option to edit. So we will click on this one. We're going to click on edit, and here it shows an eye and it says see what others see. The more information you have on this platform, other people can also see this information that you've entered. So we'll start with part 1. So once you click on part 1, you could choose the themes. What kind of theme would you like? So as you can see, we have theme A, theme B, and theme C. This is what will pop up when you click these buttons, right? And as it says over here, I'll zoom in, let suppliers know who you are. So this is where you start entering all your basic information. As I said, you can enter your first name, your last name, your gender, are you male, female, your job title. Here you enter your company name, so it has an asterisk on it, so you have to have a company name. So if you can make one that you will actually use in the future, great. If not, it's a little difficult to leave it blank because the suppliers want to know, are you a company or individual? And the next thing here is your email address, and as I said, you have the option to change it anytime right here. And here where it says main products, this will come later on. So once you've completed all these steps, chosen your theme, entered your details, you will click on submit. Then we will go on part 2. So part 2 is all about your contact information. As I said, again, click edit, and this box basically says your email, alternative email, social links, fax, telephone, and mobile. Once you click edit, it's going to take you to this page. So it says make sure the information that you fill in is accurate, and verified contacts will help to build trust with suppliers. At the end of the day, all these platforms wish to build trust with whether you're a buyer or whether you're a supplier. So here, as I said, enter your email. You can change it at any time. You can enter an alternative email, whether it's Yahoo, Gmail, and so forth, and your mobile number over here. Again, enter your landline number if you have one. If you don't have one, that's fine. There's no asterisk over here, so it's not mandatory. Enter your fax number. Again, not mandatory, but optional. So it's great to have. And then if you would like to enter any of your social links, like a Facebook link to your Facebook page, for example, or your LinkedIn profile, you can enter those over here. And when you're done, you click submit. So that's part 2 done. Right, the next thing we're going to go on is part 3. And what does part 3 entail? Your company information. So as I said, if you don't have a company yet, just try to make it as accurate as possible towards that company you're trying to build. So you're going to click on edit. This page will pop up and it says, for your company information, let suppliers know more about your company's background and strengths. So you'll enter your company name. Over here, it's an asterisk, so you have to enter a company name, and your business type. So these buttons can be clicked on. So are you an online shop or store? Are you a direct manufacturer or factory? Are you a trading company? Are you a distributor, wholesaler? Are you a retailer, buying office, online shop or store, individual, other, etc. So you're going to click on these boxes that apply to you. Right? We're still on part 3. And if you have an official website, like if you have a Shopify store or your actual own website, you can enter this over here, and the suppliers can go onto your website and have a look at what you're selling. Okay, let's move on. This is still part 3. Part 3 is all about your registered address. So where is your company registered? So again, you can use the drop down options to choose your country, province, state, and so forth. And then here you'll enter the road name. And is your registered address the same as your operational address? So we'll enter these over here. Again, you can use the drop down option and the name of the road. So if your operational address is the same as your registered address, you would click on this button because it says same as registered address. And the next thing you'd have to do is enter your VAT number, value added tax number. Select your country, enter your number and your company name once again. And it says over here, please enter the VAT number without the country ID. For example, if the full VAT number is ES123456778, then only enter 123456778. Copy? Okay, let's move on. Next thing, more information about your company. And again, it keeps on telling us comprehensive and detailed information help suppliers understand your company's background and strengths faster. So where would you like to sell, or where are you currently selling? Are you selling on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify, Walmart, and so forth? And what year was your company established? When did you create your company, for example? And you can write here, you can fill out the year, which is 2019 on this example. So if you established your business in 2011 or the year 2000, make sure you write it over here. Usually, if you have an established business, you can use the here that's on your business license, because when you apply to become a seller, they're going to need your business license as well. But that's another video for another time. So once you filled out this, there's still another part on part 3, still about your company information. How many employees do you have? How many people do you have working for you? So again, you'll click on the drop down button and choose the number of people working for that company. And again, as I said, this will come much later. Main products, you get to choose these, right? And lastly, you will write about us. You'll write a brief summary of your company profile over here. So what do you do? Do you manufacture products? Do you just buy and sell, for example? So just give them a brief summary of what your company is about over here on the About Us section. And then when you're done, you click Submit. Okay, part 4 is all about sourcing information. Okay, and as I said, we're going to click here where it says Edit. And this interface will pop up. So it says, we will recommend more based on your preferences. So every time you search for something on Alibaba or whatever, based on these preferences, they will keep on sending you those suppliers. So it says, what is your annual purchasing volume? So how much money do you spend in a year purchasing products? So they just want to know a rough figure over here. So you can click on this drop down button and choose the one that best applies to your business. And then what is your main reason for sourcing products on Alibaba.com? So is it for your company? Are you a procurement officer, for example? Do you want to resell items? Is it for production and processing? Is it for personal use or other? So you can click on any of these boxes that apply to you. And what is your frequency? What is your sourcing frequency? How often do you source products? Do you source daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, once per year or less, or project based? So you can click any of these, as I said, that apply to you. And the next one would be sourcing information. So as it says here, enter your preferences to get more accurate recommendations. So here is where you choose your category of products. So it has 3 industries: Industry A, Industry B, and Industry C. You can choose 3 completely different categories for this. So in Industry A, I chose electronics, and then you can pick what type of electronics you would like to be sourcing, whether you want to source mobile phones, air conditioning appliances, camera, photo, and accessories, and so forth. I will show you over here. So this is the next page that pops up for part 4. As I said, it has Industry A, Industry B, and Industry C. Industry A, I've selected electronics and I've selected products within that category. Industry B, I've selected apparel, textiles, and accessories. And again, I've selected the products that I would like to source from this category. And Industry C, I've selected auto and transportation. And again, I've selected the type of products I would like to source. So you have an option of choosing different categories in these different industries. So once you've chosen all of that, of what you want to source exactly, do you want to source farming equipment? Do you want to source packaging? Do you want to source stationery? All of these can be selected over here, and they give you 3 choices. And the next part of the same thing, you would now choose your preferred supplier qualifications. So here, as I said, you will click the box and submit this. So you will check the boxes that apply to your business model. So would you like to source for manufacturers that are able to customize your products, or a supplier that has items in stock, that has a shorter lead time and exported to my country before? So if you're in Australia, for example, and you're looking for a supplier that has shipped to Australia before, you would check this button. So it's good to check this button. And obviously you mainly searching for a supplier that has a factory. And once you've checked all these boxes, it's best to check all of them and then click submit. So part 4 is complete. So you've completed part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. Part 1 is just the basic information with your profile picture. Part 2 is the contact information. Part 3 is the company information, and part 4 is the sourcing information. So once you've completed all of this, all the information that you've just entered after you've saved or submitted will appear here. Right, so now this is how it will look after you've completed your profile. I'll just zoom in. You see we have our profile picture. It has your name over here, the country and the flag of the country you're in, your job title, your email address, when you joined Alibaba.com, the main products you would like to source as a buyer, the contact information. As I said, you have your alternate email, your social links and so forth, and the company information, your company name, when were you established, if you have a website or not, your business type, the number of employees, your VAT number and so forth. And lastly, the sourcing information, your annual purchasing volume below 10,000, for example, your reason for sourcing on Alibaba platform to resell items for production and processing, for example, your sourcing frequency, project based and so forth. And if you really want to take this seriously and want to start selling on Alibaba, you're going to upgrade to a gold supplier account. Obviously they require much more details like your business license, verification, ISO and so forth. So you will click on this button, and just to give you a rundown on the prices of being able to sell on the Alibaba.com profile, you're looking at, for the plus is about 3,000, for 2 years is about 5,000, and the pro is 10,000 per year. Obviously with each of these you have different features, so you'd have to find the one best for you. So just, if you're starting out, plus would be better for beginners. So you'll have to subscribe to the platform, and if you get lost along the way, they always have a customer service option where they can call you, email you and so forth, so you can they can assist you step by step of filling in your profile details, getting those documents to verify them and so forth. So if you've enjoyed this video and now you know how to fill in all your account details, do subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And see you again for another episode from You Decide.